rack my brain and really get into the mind of the enemy, which I'm able to do. That's how I was able to tell you they're going to blow up the World Trade Center, blame it on their asset, bin Laden. I mean, that's how I was able to tell you they're going to launch a flu operation. I told you that in January, folks, of last year, 3 months before it started in the news. And again, people think I'm a decent radio host or I'm a good speaker or they think I'm a good filmmaker. Those are all limited skills compared to what I'm able to cognitively, intellectually understand. And then it's so complex and big, I can't fully even articulate it. But you understand, it's so horrible. I mean, we've got a complete operative running the movement. And that's what Obama was. You've got this movement against Bush. The country's on the edge of revolution. And so they put a black man in, like KRS-One says, and everybody's sitting back. And now they're waking up that he's a scam. So they bring in the Republicans. But the Republicans are also giving Obama left cover so that he can expand wars and expand the Patriot Act and expand the signing statements. You notice the Republicans never criticize. I saw Krauthammer, the big neocon on C-SPAN last night, saying how great Obama was for expanding wars. That's what he had to do as commander-in-chief. I mean, look at it. Obama is continuing the secret arrest, the torture, the police state, all of it. And I was watching a documentary on North Korea showing people who had escaped, showing where huge hooks were put through their bodies, showing where their fingers were cut off, watching their parents be executed, being worked to death. I'm gonna play some of this and tell you where you can go to YouTube and watch the whole thing coming up in the next hour. And I watched it, and I just thought about what big government does and how they always do the same thing. This is a system of control. This is a system run by psychopaths, and they want to do that here. They give you false choices. So they're giving you Glenn Beck or Barack Obama. And both of them are so bad. The left's going to support Obama because Beck's so bad. And the right's going to support Beck because Obama's so bad. And it's elementary. I mean, it's elementary that he was for the banker bailout, Glenn Beck. He said we need the Army to go against domestic enemies, Ron Paul supporters. Remember that? He said this last year, Ron Paul's a kook on his radio show. And most of us aren't even monitoring this. It must be hundreds of times worse. I mean, if I listen 5 minutes a day, just as a spot check, and it's always just petrifyingly evil mixed in with all this good stuff. Again, I'm not here talking about another radio host or TV host because that's what I don't do that. I'm here because this guy's a political leader now. I mean, this guy is saying he is George Washington, baby. He's got his boots on, and he is as phony as a $3 bill. That's a problem. Now, a lot of people knew Benedict Arnold was a traitor and given the British plans, and that's why George Washington kept losing battles, but thank God that these are the times that try men's souls. Beck was reading that today. And George Washington read that to his troops, but the whole time Benedict Arnold was selling him out, selling him out, selling him out. The British, so that people wouldn't suspect Arnold, would let him win little battles with them. And then it came out he was a British agent the entire time. And I mean, I know this is Benedict Arnold. I'm in the camp, and I'm not stepping up saying I'm George Washington, and I'm here trying to support people that are real, like Ron Paul or Napolitano, and, you know, the few that are actually good. And you know, in ways, Napolitano's even stronger than Paul. So I'm not here being the Grand Inquisitor, you know, the patriot cop. I mean, I'm here in the camp, and I'm going, that guy is an operative. Look, he just said use the Army against the American people. He says 9/11 truth is going to kill the president. When actually he's the only czar they kicked out because he wasn't with 9/11 truth. And Cass Sunstein says arrest people if they believe that. That's the real White House head of regulation. One of the most powerful czars there. I mean, it's a lie, folks. They're coming after 9/11 Truth because they're mad. They're mad that we exposed their favorite toy of blowing stuff up to scare you into submitting to them. And he wants to reinvoke 9/12 the day after, your anger. He wants to reinvoke that lie. It is demonic. He is conjuring this. He is a little devil, man. That guy is absolute Benedict Arnold, and I am forced to declare war on Glenn Beck. I have tried to, get messages to him, videos I've done. I've said, stop it, Beck. I want to believe you're a good guy. Please don't be a traitor. Please don't betray humanity. And that's when I'm not watching him. See, I don't watch him. Maybe once a week somebody would, on InfoWars or Prison Planet, God, look at this new Glenn Beck thing. And then I'd watch good things Beck's done. And I'd be watching an episode going, oh, maybe he's all right. Gosh, my gut tells me he's really bad and he's screwed us all these times, but I want to believe he's all right. And then he'll say, we've got to hit the Arabs with weapons. They're going to attack us. Another 9/11's about to happen. Again, always selling these illegal wars. Folks, if you want things to change, you got to realize that Fox News, who gave money to Hillary Clinton? Rupert Murdoch, who admits he funds the environmental movement and the Copenhagen tax. Rupert Murdoch funds that. Rupert Murdoch, all these guys are about managing conservatives, managing red-blooded Americans. How do you think we got into this position? Because they've got their operatives over the NRA. That's on record. They've got their operatives with Beck and others. But there is no doubt that Beck is either going to self-destruct in front of everybody by design. He is going to continue to demonize and call for the arrest of 9/11 truthers. Listen to this clip one more time. Again, folks, this is 5 minutes. I don't know what else was done on there. Can you imagine what else? I'm doing spot checks every day, and it's pure evil. Here it is.
The most dangerous time in any regime, especially a radicalized regime, is when it is in collapse. Watch the uber left. Pray that Obama moves to the center. If he does, pray that the Secret Service care for that man. That man is never left alone. He has invited 9/11 truthers into the White House and into his administration. If they believe that he's just another one of these guys, he is in danger. The Republic
has
enough. Good news to...
Yeah, a guy that voted for the most socialist health care bill in the country is now the member of the Senate from Massachusetts. Yeah, we have a lot to celebrate about today. Yeah, we do, actually. The people are hitting the panic button, the most liberal state in the union saying, we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. But it was rigged because the guy they had was one of them. Oh, he gives the big patriot speeches now. I think they've got articles here with his platform. Sounds like Glenn Beck. Sounds like Ron Paul. But the voting record's there. So, yes, it's a good sign the public's waking up, but it's not a good sign that, it's like shark teeth. You get rid of one group and another one rolls forward. So I'm going to tell Glenn Beck right now face to face, and I know his people are probably listening live right now. They'll certainly watch this. Glenn Beck, come on, man. I've already put it down in the historical record that you're a traitor. And a lot of people will listen today. A lot won't. But down the road, just like every other issue, I'm right. I don't have to look in a crystal ball. I know who you are. From a distance, I've been monitoring and watching and trying to figure out what you're doing since I first heard you on the radio 10 years ago in Austin, or 9 years ago. I've been watching you. And I heard what you were 9 years ago. It was all entertainment. And I thought, boy, this guy's a great radio host. This guy does a great War of the Worlds reenactment. This guy's a little hokey, a little Tinkerbellish, a a little prissy, but I guess that's the crowd you run with. I mean, that's what runs America, is a bunch of little prissy chickens.